we have a citizen with us today that we want to show a lot of appreciation. If you recall our Super Bowl party, we talked about one of the incidents. One of the citizens got so excited he passed out.
Wow.
And
that was crazy.
In the middle of the party, I just was looking at him standing. He was vertical, and then he wasn't. And then we were a little worried about him.
Absolutely.
And then one of our other citizens, they say fight or flight. He fought. And he immediately knew what to do, and he reacted to that young man. And before we had to call any authorities, he was able to really resuscitate him. I don't know how bad he passed out, but he was able to get his bearings, find his wind, stand him up, and the man ended up going back into the party and party for the rest of the night.
Crazy.
And he goes by the name of Mitchell, and he's here with us today representing the one and only company, Dr. Smoke. All right, he came to our L.A. broadcast not too long ago.
Yep.
He's been a friend of ours ever since.
Absolutely, a brother, yeah.
Him and his lovely queen, and
Yes,
they showed up, and right, Heather?
Yes, absolutely.
And he's been keeping in contact with me, with Torch, the whole team, and I told him when he come back to L.A., he has an amazing story to tell. Dr. Smoke didn't just arrive here and then just become the platform that it's become, where they move $250,000 to $500,000 dollars a day worth of product. They're in the cannabis industry, the medicinal cannabis industry. They found a way to really expand their brand where they're able to ship product over 50 states in America. They learned the law and how you'll be able to do this, but their stories are really interesting. We didn't know that Mitchell at one point in his life was robbed at gunpoint, and his partner, who he describes as the brains of the outfit, JC, actually lost life when he was shot in the face. And he was resurrected like the phoenix. And he's here today to tell his story.
Wow.
This man once died.
Truth.
And now he's alive. Give it up for JC and Mitchell from Dr. Smoke.
God is real.
Come on,
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Glad to be here. Glad to be here with the citizens and everybody on Sway in the morning.
First
Appreciate
off, blessings to be here, man. It's great to be in the presence of greatness. It's blessed to be alive. We woke up today. We're all here celebrating life. And so it's a beautiful thing. And so,
JC, how long ago did that happen to you?
2016.
So that's not that long ago.
No, about 8 years ago. Yeah, I actually just finally got some of the bullet fragments out.
Oh,
so
wow.
They
Look
cut
at that.
Yeah, they cut me up.
He got the fragments in his neck.
So when it hit me, of course, like 9mm hollow point.
Point blank?
Point blank. I was laying in bed, sleeping, and just woke up to the 9, just right in me. And so, it was heavy.
Was that a robbery?
It was. I mean, as you know, the cannabis industry hasn't been safe, right?
Yeah.
It's not. We all know. Like before legalization, before all propositions were passed, it was dangerous. It was dangerous out there, especially if you're doing some things. And so, got caught up on the wrong end of a deal, and
you woke up.
Yeah.
Shot.
Yeah. I woke up, made eyes with the gentleman as he pulled the trigger. And so at that moment, me and him, our souls exchanged a bond, a transaction. Mm-hmm. And it was really interesting because I got to feel his fear and his energy. And as I'm looking him in the eyes and the 9mm coming back and time slows down. And I'm watching this bullet come out of the chamber. And I was asleep. So at first I'm like, wow, this is a wild dream. And then this bullet comes closer and closer. My body prepares for it inadvertently without me consciously thinking. My body prepares for this big impact. And as it hits, a ripple through time and space jumps through my body. And I'm gone. And then I come back. And immediately I'm like, oh my God, grab your gun, protect your wife, your lady. And my chick's just standing there. And I'm powerless. I'm on my deathbed. And the bullets started to cool down, and I'm feeling the heat and the cauterization of the blood and tasting it. And I knew at that moment, this is it. This could be my last. And I just kept fighting. And for some reason, my body just wouldn't give. And I was able to cross over to the other side and watch myself as it was fighting for its life. And it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
So it was like an out-of-body experience.
You could say that, sure.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Uh-huh.
And it was the most beautiful moment in my life, just watching my body fight and try to just survive. And it just wanted to exist so bad. And it was like looking at a painting, like the most beautiful painting you've ever seen, and just watching your meat sack try so hard to exist. And by the grace of God, I was able to get rushed to KU Med, and they did some magic. They gave up on me at one point, and I just had a surgeon come in last moment who just wouldn't give up, and was able to save my life. And so.
And here we are today.
We are today.
Yes, God be the glory.
My gosh.
To God be the glory.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
My
And
gosh.
but yeah, it was a beautiful moment. It caused me a lot of pain, of course. 9mm does a lot of damage. It blew out my esophagus, my carotid artery, bounced around my chest, ended up in my spine. I lost feeling in my hand for a little while. I mean, it's still, I'm getting there. But God's great, man. Gave me the chance to be here, and But through that journey, I had to take opioids. That's what's what they give you?
Yeah.
Pain meds, high dose pain meds, and I just knew that couldn't be that was my life path. And so I was using cannabis at the time. It was helping with pain. I was able to wean off the opioids, and unfortunately, that doesn't work in the medical industry. They don't believe cannabis is medicine. And I was like, well, I'm getting off fentanyl, and I'm using cannabis. This is a beautiful thing. It's all natural products. And they were like, that doesn't work. And so it just became a passion of mine. It's like, I have to share this with other people, because you can use cannabis however you want. But at the end of the day, some of us use this for medicine. This is what gets us through the day.
You said they don't believe, or they don't want to admit?
The same thing.
Okay.
Same thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I feel they believe. A lot of them
A lot of them do nowadays,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Okay.
But it doesn't fit the protocol. It doesn't fit the financial infrastructure.
Got it. Sure.
Of Big Pharma.
Okay.
There's a bunch of backdoor deals being done. And cannabis, we're now starting to see a little bit more of the people acceptance, right?
Yeah.
Like,
The admittance.
grandmas are buying gummies from us.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
old women who it's now very common. But in the medical industry, it's still not accepted.
Got it.
Yeah.
How has medicinally cannabis benefited you in your recovery?
Oh man, it's been tremendous. Just to get off opioids is a godsend, right?
Yeah,
like so many people.
Please get off.
We're looking
get off of
right?
them. Yeah.
I mean, we see it every day. Every day there's
The whole country on drugs.
The whole country's on drugs, and but I was using it as a medicine. I wasn't using it just to, overuse it. It was like, what do I need to get through my pain? And finding other molecules inside the plant, not just THC. So you got CBD, you got CBG, you got CBN for sleep. There's so many other molecules in this plant that we've kind of overlooked, and so I kind of made it my life's path to really explore that and share as far as outreach as possible. And we're in the Midwest, we're in Kansas City, and cannabis wasn't legalized, and so I had to find a way to get this medicine legally. And inadvertently, a couple of years after I was shot, Mitch McConnell.
This guy right here.
No.
Oh, Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
You know what? It's Friday. I'm gonna let that pass, but I'm gonna give you a slide.
Speaker
But
of the House.
The big Mitch.
Yeah,
the big
okay.
Mitch. Yeah. So he passed this farm bill, right, in
The
2018, and he didn't realize that he inadvertently had legalized cannabis overnight.
Yeah.
He signed this bill thinking, oh, it's just CBD and hemp, not realizing that we've got THCA, the main molecule in the cannabis plant that, when it's heated, converts to Delta-9 and gets you high. But in the farm bill, they explicitly wrote Delta-9 THC under 3%. Well, anybody who's grown cannabis knows, oh my God, that's what gets you high. And as soon as that was signed into law, I was like, game on. Here's my entry into the industry, because I don't have VC funds. I don't have millions of dollars. I just got shot and robbed. I lost everything. I mean, this guy took it all. And here's my doorway. Like, I can get in the door, and I can start sharing this medicine with people without having to sell my soul and take money from the people that are against it for so many years. And so I started Dr. Smoke, and we've built that up to there's Mitch.
Yeah, okay, Mitch McConnell. Yeah. You started Dr. Smoke in what year?
So I started this journey started in like 2018, and then Dr. Smoke came into about 2020.
All right.
And that's why I really built the infrastructure to get it to all 50 states, not just one single state. And so actually I brought you guys a bunch of goodies.
Brought us goodies? Okay,
yeah, man,
cool.
we got pre-rolls.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got...
Elliot, go ahead, get you some, man.
Yeah, man,
you got it.
We got the Mahomes pack.
Come on, man.
We got the Kansas City pack.
Okay, cool. Let me get PB some over here, man. My man PB, man. He's the videographer.
We got the homies Cheech and Chong. They're in the game.
Okay, all
They'll be
right.
growing
Yo,
us up.
I want to see how it looks.
But we got all sorts of goodies,
Look
man.
at Terry from L.A. Look like he's cleaning his chops over there, man. He ain't said nothing, boy. Look like it ain't food. You looking at it like it's food,
We got mushrooms, legal mushrooms.
Damn.
So inadvertently, people don't realize that you can buy psychedelic mushrooms legally.
Glad to see
all
So
sorts of
can I
goodies.
ask you a question because
Yeah.
of what you shared with us as I guess callers are calling the citizens? Did your faith improve or did you find faith because of what happened? Because like immediately when you walked in and I hugged you, I felt
Appreciate
like
it. Thank
you know I just felt energy.
Sure.
And so I don't know when did that come. Were you always a faith-based person or it came about through your experience?
So I always had faith. I knew there was something bigger, but I didn't know what it was. And then after being shot and like I was DOA when I arrived at the hospital. I was
Dead on arrival.
Dead on arrival. I was flatlining. I flatlined in the ambulance. When I showed up at the hospital, they were like, I can show you pictures. I had my blessing. They blessed me. I was done. Like it was a wrap. And I just had a beautiful surgeon at KU Med who would just
An angel
who just wouldn't give up. And
What's that surgeon's name?
Dr. Abraham.
Wow.
So I just saw him.
Dr. Abraham,
Okay,
the
Abraham.
angel.
And he just wouldn't give up. And I just saw him recently. He did an interiogram on me before my surgery, and just beautiful human. All the people at KU Med, just blessings to y'all, and I'm so grateful because I wouldn't be here today. So
You referred to the guy that shot you as the gentleman.
Sure, yeah.
Why?
Oh, I've gave my piece.
Okay.
I forgave him. I actually told him in court. We were standing in court, and he turned around, and I was like, I forgive you, brother. I understand.
And what did he say?
He started crying.
That's what I'm working on.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, Heather wouldn't.
I
have
don't
said
say
that.
can't. I said I'm working on
Okay,
it.
my bad.
It's,
Heather isn't
can't push me
capable
into
at this
night.
moment.
Low road.
Yeah.
I don't say. Why are you speaking those words against me? Words have power.
you
Don't
just
say
said
incapable.
it.
I
You
said I'm working.
on it
Then you said can't and incapable.
It's possible.
at this
Thank
moment.
I'm working. I'm under construction with God.
It's funny tapping in with you, Heather. What you said, your experience with his aura. You know, him and I are very much alike in the cannabis industry. We are very well-minded and we think a lot on the business aspects. But what keeps me, I can go do this anywhere. There's a million of us out there. There's only one of me and one of him, and we're on a spiritual level.
Amen.
We have the business down. Business is easy. Yeah. It's going to be there. It's science. We know how to study. We know how to make things progress in the business aspect, but it's our spiritual connection is why we thrive.
Amen.
I want you two to go on the road and tell this story.
Yeah.
You know, and accompanied by the medicinal properties of cannabis and how it's been benefiting people. I know the struggle is with Big Pharma. They don't want this to be known. This is grown out of the
Right.
soil.
Right.
You could grow this in your backyard.
Right.
Exactly.
Right,
God gave us this.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. You could trace the roots of cannabis back to ancient Egypt. You know, it's different places you could trace this back, but it cannot be regulated. Is what the problem is, and now we're starting to see these laws loosen up. But I think you telling the story of how medicinally cannabis has helped you in your recovery, and the more of these kind of stories we hear, people will be more open to the idea of using it as a medicine. We're looking at a
there you go.
X-ray of is that your neck?
Yeah, so that's the bullet they just took out. Was that one gnarly one? It was actually sitting on my carotid artery.
Wow.
And so for years they were like, man, we don't know. And if it nicked my carotid, it's a bad deal. So I lived with that for 8 years, sitting in there, and we finally just took it out. We finally got the surgeons.
And we're talking only a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it was like
his life could have been gone a few weeks ago due to the surgery.
Pretty high risk,
Extremely high risk.
And you sitting here on Sway in the Morning with Heather B and Tracy.
Hey man, God, like I said, God's great.
And on the day that DJ Revolution is the featured DJ, man, you keep getting gifts, bro.
Man, blessings.
Yo, man, my God. So what's next for Dr. Smoke?
So right now we're just trying to get the medicine to the people, right? So we're able to sell federally compliant cannabis that falls into the Farm Bill. But the cool thing is there's other medicines that are really expanding in our market. Like I said, we got mushrooms. We have Amanita muscaria, which is the red mushroom with the white dots that you've seen your entire life. Has a really beautiful psychedelic compound called muscimol. And so for those that want to learn about microdosing without having to, source, mushrooms, and it's a great way to get a microdose, which creates neurogenesis in the brain. New connections equals new thoughts, which equals new patterns of thinking, which can help with, a number of things. But we also have gosh, I mean, you name it. We have all
the nootropics.
Yeah, nootropics, so non-psychedelic, non-psychoactive compounds that just help you enhance your mind and your memory, your brain. You know, reishi, cordyceps, chaga, but there's blends of them that'll help you really get through your day without needing any sort of stimulants, without needing any sort of narcotics. And so there's a bunch of beautiful plant medicines. You know, God put all these medicines on earth for us to use. You know, he said, find the medicine in the garden. And so all we're doing is helping getting that medicine to the people.
You watched yourself resuscitate and fight for life.
Correct.
You watched it.
It did.
You know, from a second-hand point of view. And you
sure.
said it's the most beautiful thing you ever felt.
Yeah, it was so endearing to see my body want to live. I had already let go. I was in Mecca.
Yeah.
I'm in where I was supposed to be, where I descended from, and so I was looking down at my body, and I was kind of laughing because I was like, wow, look at this body trying so hard to survive. Like, why? I'm good. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm in good hands. But I just kept watching it, and blood's all over the walls. I made it look like CSI. I mean, when that bullet hit my face, it turned inside out, jaw open, dust from here to here. Blood is just, I'm leaked out. All my teeth gone, jaw gone, tongue blown into multiple spots. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was just amazing to watch it. And then when the EMTs came, they carried me out, and I'm hovering over my body, and my ladies hold my hand, and they're carrying me down the stairs, and I was like, just thanking God, like, what a beautiful life. Thank you for this life. I can't believe I was a human. Like, I couldn't believe I got this human experience. Like, how amazing and how lucky was I to get to experience being a human. And they put me in the ambulance, and I had 2 EMTs who I was watching fight for me. They don't know me. They don't know who I am. They don't know the circumstance. They just know that there's a guy bleeding out on their hands, and both of them just wouldn't give up. They just kept doing everything. I'm watching them just, hit me with the defibrillators. They're trying to get the oxygen down my nose, but blood's coming out of my mouth. And I was like, why are you guys doing this? You don't know me, but you're giving your all to make sure I survive, my body survives. And it was just so humbling. And then I dipped out, and it was just, I don't know how long the show is, but I can go into it. But we'll say that for another time.
You're supposed to be here.
But yeah, and so we get to my body gets to the hospital. My pops have been called. My lady had called my pops, and the surgeons are working on me. They're trying to get my carotid artery severed because it's just gushing. I mean, it's just gushing blood just down into my lungs. So I'm getting blood transfusions, but I'm just bleeding it out. It goes in, comes right out my lungs, and draining it out. And so they tell my pops, like, hey, this is it. Say your goodbyes. And my pops just wouldn't accept that. He was just begging anybody, just please do something. Please save my son. And like I said, Dr. Abraham happened to just be walking by.
Angel Abraham.
Yeah, man. He
Ain't no happen to be
walking by.
Yeah. And
Hey,
so,
what's that going on in that room over there? Hey, all right.
And he just grabs the surgeon. He doesn't know who he is. He just starts, please save my son. And so the doc tells him, hey, if they let me scrub in, I'll do it. But these are the best. These are my proteges. These are the guys I trained. If I was in your son's shoes, these are the guys I'd want working on me. If they can't do this, he's humble. I can't do it. They're the future. They're the future of this hospital. And my dad just wouldn't let him. He's please. And so he scrubs in and tells him I'll be back in 2 minutes or 2 hours. If you see me back in under 2 hours, I'm sorry. We've expended every option possible. And God willing, was able to go up first try and singe that carotid artery. And it was pretty wild because when I met with him afterwards, I told him, hey man, if you ever need your grass cut, you ever need your dog walked,
give him a joint.
I'm the guy. Whatever you need, I'm the guy. And,
you need a baby, I'll do anything.
Yeah, right, exactly. And super humble. And he was like, hey man, I couldn't have done that by myself.
You see what he's talking about? See, when you give up and you relax and give it away, God comes in and tell you, I got a bigger job for you. Same thing we went through. As his dad talked to the doctor, I talked to the doctor when my son was young.
Yeah.
And when we give up, God says, no, we got a better plan for you. And that's why he's here. Look at the story, how they came around.
Yeah, man. That's he almost lost his son the same way. JC,
Wow.
I want to thank you for sharing this story with us, man. This is an amazing story. And if people want to reach out to you, because there's a lot of folks, Kiko in Phoenix said he got shot and died as well. He had to get resuscitated 5 times.
Oh, my
People have had
gosh.
this experience.
Sure, we're not alone.
How can they reach you, brother?
Man, just check us out at Dr. Smoke. You can personally email info@drsmoke.com. Go to our site, drsmoke.com. Hit us up. Reach out to us. Yeah, we love to communicate and bring in. You know, the whole point of this was to help people. It's not about money. It's not about anything but getting the medicine to the people, because we've been oppressed from this medicine for so many years.
Yeah.
I mean, so many of my peers and so many good people have A, lost their lives to gun violence, and B, locked up for cannabis. And so we want to change that narrative and just help people get the medicine they need, and hopefully inspire others to find ways out of the streets and get
legitimate.
Get legitimate any way you can.
Yeah, so you can sleep well. Where's your lady?
Right behind me.
Maggie?
Yeah, Maggie.
Maggie, my gosh.
Wow.
You witnessed that.
I did.
Wow.
Her story is a little bit different than mine. Her perspective is vastly different.
Yeah. I won't do too much. I just want to say it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
And when you see him like this, I can only imagine how it must make you feel to see this man bright. He's on the mic.
yeah.
It must feel great, right?
It's been a cool journey to watch.
Yeah.
For sure.
You all right?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Give her a joint.
Keep passing.
Passing with some Dr. Smoke. Everybody get a joint. Mitchell, thank you, brother, for
Yes.
telling us
appreciate you.
about this.
I
and
appreciate you,
sharing this,
Sweat.
man.
I really appreciate
Yeah.
all the things that you've done. And like I said, the things that you've done for me in my life, guiding me in the right direction through your wisdom, you, Mike Muse, Heather B. I didn't take education that serious because I went into pro surfing and didn't really do the whole school thing. So literally I take a lot of my education and knowledge through the knowledge that you guys have.
Wow.
And I really do really deeply appreciate that from everything I could possibly give. I really appreciate your guys' knowledge, your religion aspects, just everything, politics, everything. You literally have guided me to become the man I really want to be, as well as my partner, JC, and my wife.
Yes, and she's
Shout
amazing
out to
as well, man.
Mackenzie.
Y'all got amazing people around you. Thank you. And the man got the Oakland Roots hoodie on.
Hey!
No, I
Come
don't even
on,
have
man.
one.
Yeah, well, he bought it.
Is that like another shot?
No, I'm just saying. He went online and ordered
Give me
it.
a joint now. Give Heather a joint.
Give Heather
Okay.
a joint. Dr. Smoke, you guys have an amazing story to tell. We are in your corner.
Absolutely.
Please keep doing the work. JC is amazing to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
All right, Mitchell, thank you again, brother.
And I want to say one more thing, too.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm here and I have this opportunity, too, believe it or not, is Big T from L.A.
Terry from L.A.
Terry from L.A.
Okay.
He was going to smuggle me in with the catering crew,
Okay.
and I got my way in a little bit easier, and that's why I'm here sitting with you beautiful people.
Wow,
It's because
look
of
at that
T
Terry from LA. He's a plug, man. Get that T. He'll throw a few gang signs up. Ignore
He's
that.
part of the crew, huh? Mitchell,
just saying.
he's playing it sideways. He's part of the crew.
That's what's
He's
up.
on every phone call, every loop. We don't miss Mitch. That's
Yeah,
the
I'm
homie.
in the group text with all of them.
He's
yeah.
part of the gang.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, man. Welcome to the gang, Mitch.